watching it for the first time.
Let's do this every week.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So yeah, you just saw the great work from our voice acting team here, and I want to just chat with them for a few minutes and get them involved. And I know you guys, it's been a long journey. We had a long morning, a lot of interviews. It was fun. Just a couple questions throw at you. See what sticks.
Oh boy.
I on my Facebook page I asked people to throw some questions because I had no idea what to ask you guys. So I picked a few that I thought were really interesting, and one was, what was your inspiration to become a voice actor or just an actor, and what was your first job as an actor?
Who's going?
Anyone?
Well, since I was 3 months old when I had my first
Wow.
literally, I played Lily Tomlin's daughter.
I did not know that.
And what?
A Lily Tomlin special. Yeah, so that was my first job. But voice acting, my dad always told me when I was a kid, he's like, you should get into voice work. Get into voice work. It's a great gig, And finally, I listened to him, and I was a big fan of like Scooby-Doo and all the cartoons when I was a kid, and it was always something I wanted to do, and finally was able to break in. And but this is my first big major cartoon video gig.
Right on.
Yeah.
How about you, Janet?
Yeah, I've done some little stuff, like even just in San Francisco, I had a friend who started this thing called Blue Mountain Greetings, which was like the first kind of e-cards. And she's a wonderful artist and animator. Her name's Martha Sue Harris, and I've known her since I was in 5th grade. And so she started doing these animated greeting cards, and she asked me if I would do some voices. So I remember, when she asked me to do that, I was like, what? It was super fun. So I'd be like a cartoon? And so I definitely got a taste for it then. But yeah, I did another pilot for Nickelodeon, and then I got this. So this is definitely my biggest. I really hit the jackpot. For reals, it blows me away still. PJ?
Hi, thanks for coming. Great stuff. Great answer. This is actually my first voiceover job, and I never even told you guys it. Yes, hello. Thank you. I love you. Nice time. I never actually loved my voice growing up. When I was a teenager, I always played sports wherever my friends, like these big guys, and they always matured faster and they had deeper voices. So as a kid, I would actually change my voice to sound deeper and cooler. But the irony of what I'm doing now is playing this 16, 17-year-old guy with my voice who's incredibly powerful. So I thank you for letting me like my voice again. And like me, and like you guys. I love it. Really looking.
Well, along that note, what about your character do you feel like is either, part of who you are or that you relate to about your character the most? I know you were talking about this earlier today.
That was a good answer, Jay.
Yeah,
Share that.
I was. I definitely relate to, I wish that I had a lot of Korra's strength. I wish that listen, you don't see her cry as often as you see me cry, as I'm sitting here watching this episode crying on this panel, because it's so good. It's just so good. And that was the first time we saw it. We had not seen that. I'd seen bits and pieces of it, but we've not seen that fully.
I thought you were great. I think you were really good.
Oh, thanks. I enjoy your work also.
Thanks so much.
I really, her stubbornness and the fact that she does, I think she has her heart in the right place, but that getting impatient and kind of needing, really not necessarily always knowing that you need someone else to kind of guide you or tell you what's best for you. You sometimes thinking, I know what's best for me, and then somebody that you respect and esteem in your life, like some of the characters on the show, educating you and kind of pointing out stuff that maybe you don't want to look at, but you should, and make changes accordingly. I don't know, that's kind of a deep answer, but it's true, right? Right.
I'm going to answer for PJ and just say he is Bolin with a higher IQ.
Aww. Thank you.
And less earthbending.
I've actually seen PJ bend Earth before. For me, I think I relate to Mako because I too am confused by the ladies. Don't understand what they mean all the time. And a little shy, so I love that.
Sorry, I answered for you, PJ.
No, that was a terrific answer. That's exactly what I would have said.
It is interesting because I feel like a lot of the times, you know, when we're listening to voices for casting and stuff, it's like, you know, we hear a voice, we're like, oh, I think that'll fit the character, and then we meet the actor or actress, and we're like, wow, they're kind of that character. I guess that it just comes through the voice
We
somehow.
view it.
It seems like, yeah.
That's why I'm still scared of Grey the Wild. I feel like she might be capable of just monumental evil. I have no idea.
I think we have one more little thing. So, what do you guys do? This could be on Korra or any of your other jobs. Like when you're not feeling it, when you get to the, you know, you get to the booth or get on screen, and you're just like, man, today I just am not having a good day here. Is there anything you do to like shake it up or get in the right mindset or any tricks?
I'm always feeling it, Mike.
Well, that's good.
Coffee.
This is gonna sound probably really cheesy, but nothing works better than like taking a step back and going, how lucky am I to be doing this? Like any part of what I get to do for a living is such a gift, and it didn't have to go this way. I don't think that it's like, I'm so amazing, this is why it's happened. I just don't think that that's how it works. And so if I'm not feeling it, if I just kind of take a mental step back, a big leaf, and go, wait a minute, like I get to do this. Someone wants me to do this. Like I don't even have to ask to do this. Someone's asking me to do it. Then it's really hard not to drop back in and you know, be in the moment and really listen and lean on, you know, the people that I'm lucky enough to work with too. It's like if you're not feeling it and then you look over and you got these two mugs staring at you, if you just pay attention for a second, like it's really hard not to, you know, not to enjoy being there.
It's also like, it's all about getting into the zone, right? And some days it's there, like you play basketball, you can shoot the basket, and other days you just can't get it in. And it's the same thing in acting. And the great thing about Brian and Mike and these guys and our great director, Andrea.
Yeah.
You know, Andrea.
They give you the confidence to fail. So you don't have to worry about screwing up or, you know, and sometimes they wrote great lines and they're able to give you a way to say a line, but they're just so confident and supportive that you can screw up and make mistakes. And I think having that in your brain gets you back into taking chances and saying a line a different way. Maybe that clicks something in your brain and you're making magic.
And to be honest with you, like, and I mean, this is just the bottom line, like, you know, with any gig, whether it be on camera or voiceover, but here on this gig, like, the writing is, these guys do such a great job with the scripts that, like, it makes our job so easy.
Yeah.
Like, it's a cake, it's a piece of cake because the writing's all there, so.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So great job.
Awesome.
Great job, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So you may have heard already, we got to announce another actor who joined the Avatar universe is Steven Yeun.
Yes.
He goes through these slides, please.
Yes, and so we're going to show you a little sneak peek of some of the Avatar wand stuff.
Some of my little remote works. There we go. Yeah, so there was like an origin story to the whole Avatar, to the Avatar, that Mike and I had kicked around since, man, probably season 2 of Avatar. And it was something that we thought, oh, it'd be cool to do. You know, we thought of different ways we might be able to get to this story. And one day Mike just came into my office, he and the writers had been talking, and said, man, we think we found a way to weave this in that is just completely organic to the story we're telling. And so we all got really excited. One of the things we decided to do, since it's this flashback to 10,000 years earlier, was we wanted to show it kind of art directed in a way that showed like a history to this Asian influenced world. And my remote is not right. So we changed up the art style and did these backgrounds and environments that are inspired by, you know, just ancient ink wash paintings and woodblock prints, and changed up the whole kind of color palette and did much more of a stylized take on naturalism. And it was, as an art director, this was really fun. Josh Middleton helped out on some of the art direction for this stuff. And Studio Mir did a great job designing this stuff, and our painters, Frederick Stewart and Emily Tetri, did just these beautiful paintings. And it's kind of like with Jeremy Zuckerman, we just throw these challenges like, okay, scratch everything you've learned up to this point. Now we're doing ancient ink wash paintings, and but they came out so great. And for me, as an art director, it was really different because I'm so used to lighting. Everything I do is based on kind of cinematic lighting and that kind of painting, like oil painting. And this was much more of a kind of stylized world. But I just think these came out beautiful. And Studio Mir animated these 2 episodes. You can stop there if you're doing that. Man, they just knocked them out of the park. Mike and I were just grinning ear to ear for days when we got these back. So the character design style is very similar, but the color palette's different, and as I mentioned, much less lighting. But it was just really fun to delve into this kind of mythic history. So, in a way, it ties in is kind of about spirits and the balance between the physical world and the spirit world. And so here you see a person who has been altered by spirits, and it was so much fun designing all of these amazing spirits. These are the kind of like creature type spirits that we've seen in the past in Avatar. And then we also have the kind of like light spirits, that are a little more like ghostly. And Yvonne Freeman and Christy Sang and designers at Studio Mir just did an awesome job on this stuff. A little tribute to Miyazaki's little poof balls there. I mean, everything we do is kind of a tribute to Miyazaki. But the character Mike mentioned is Juan, and he is the original Avatar from 10,000 years before Korra's time. And when we meet him, he's this little lovable scamp, and he meets his trusty steed. This is Mula, and Cat Deer, and we follow on through his life and through his journey, and his hairstyle changes. And I've fallen in love with this character. I've really, really enjoyed all this stuff. Sorry, Mike, I've been talking. You jump in here. Yeah, one more slide. We can do it. We can do it.
I thought, well, you can talk about, in addition to the kind of like different art direction style, the different directing style we kind of going for.
We're always trying to push the envelope with staging and stuff, but it was really a big challenge because in a way we had to pull back on all the stuff that we do to try to make shots dynamic. So we really had to focus a lot on our compositions. And again, like Brian was saying, the staging of all of this is almost based on these like old wood block prints. So it was a challenge. It was almost like we really had to just focus on complete composition and not really worry about, he's gonna